up in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, hello, welcome back. Here we are with This is Ultimate Doom. We've got a commentator, so you guys no longer have to hear me talking about these games that I don't understand. So you guys are gonna have a great experience lined up next. Y'all, please go ahead, introduce yourselves, tell us about the category. Let's get right into it.
Thank you, Mug. Hey, I'm zelllooo or Zello, however you want to say it. It's great to be back as always. Doom has always been one of my favorite games as a kid, and very conveniently, it is Doom's 30th birthday in December, so I'm really happy to be able to do this this run coming up to showcase 30 years of basically what was the first modern speedrunning game. Like, this game has such a huge, rich history of speedrunning. I do have one very special friend and commentator if you want to introduce yourself real quick.
Yeah, hey everyone. I am Ellie. Also a gigantic Doom fan. Mostly in Doom 64, I speedran that for a little bit, which you're going to see tomorrow. But today, zelllooo is going to be doing Ultimate Doom, which is the original Doom for PC. Going to be doing all 4 original episodes on UV speed, which is basically any percent, and then UV standing for ultra violence, which is more or less the hardest difficulty in the game. So, I guess we're gonna get right into it, huh?
Yep, we'll get started in just a second. So yeah, we have all 4 episodes, the main 3 ones, plus the 4th expansion episode, introduced in Ultimate Doom, which was released 2 years after the original game. And then we have Ultraviolence, that's the hardest normal difficulty. Nightmare is its own special category because it was added later, and it's an experience if you've never played Nightmare. But we're gonna go ahead and get started with Ultraviolence in 3, 2, 1, Doom!
Doom! Alright, so E1M1, or Episode 1, Map 1. Really short, straightforward. There's 2 paths to take to the end. zelloooo's taking the secret path to get some Mega Armor, which is going to carry out health resources, especially for Map 3. And we are already done with E1M1. So, real quick, while we're going through E1M2, we can talk about randomness in this game. There's a bunch of stuff that's random, including damage you take, damage you give. Probably the biggest thing. The spread of your shots, like the shotgun here, and the chain gun, which we'll get later on. Some enemy movement, accuracy of their attacks, specifically enemy from shotgunners, which we also call hit scanners. So like gimps, those ground dudes, they fire projectiles, but yeah, hit scanners like shotguns. They basically fire shots instantly, and it's just
Yeah, speaking of hit scanners, there's a ton of hit scanners in this level, and this level is notorious for killing runs with how early it is.
Oh yeah. See, like Neil said, ton of hit scanners in this map. That's exactly what we picked up the Mega Armor for in the first map. I did explain hit scanners. Basically just instant shot, just decides whether to hit you or not. Comes down to RNG. But yeah, this is the first map with quite a bit of backtracking after picking up the key. Really causing passes the bunch of hit scanners. 23%.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Got nailed right at the end. That was unfortunate. That was the end of the level, but you can see this game's hard. Even on Ultraviolence, this game's really tough, and you can do just about everything right and still get blasted from randomness.
Yeah, and like one of the big things I love about Speedrun is that like there's so much RNG, but in like a fun way, I would say. Like you're never gonna get the same run twice ever, and like you just kind of have to adapt on the fly to whatever the game throws at you. So yeah, I'm just going through at the end of the level with this rising staircase, hoping the hit scanners play nice. A lot better health-wise this time around.
Yeah, much better there.
Right,
Let's talk about movement real quick. There's 2 types of strafe running in this game. There's strafe running 40 and strafe running 50. Basically, strafing is faster, being able to move to the side and forward at the same time. You get either a 28% speed boost or a 41% speed boost, depending on which kind of strafe running you're doing. But the downside to using SR50 is that your turning angle is locked and you're not able to turn. So we save SR50 specifically for jumps like that big one, which just basically skip this whole level.
Yeah, and I think there's like a little glitch with that yellow door, right? It comes kind of
Yeah, I got destroyed by that door. So that door is, funny enough, it's also tagged the same way as a lift elsewhere in the level, and if that lift activates, you can't open the door. It's funny. In a bad way.
Yeah, there's a few programming funnies here and there in this game. They don't determine too much, but yeah, just something to think about, I guess. Yeah, also in E1 and 4, we picked up a backpack in the beginning, which basically doubles our capacity for everything. So bullets, shells, weapons. In E1 and 5 here, I believe in that that corridor, we pacifist for a little bit. Basically, did a shot. Shots usually like most enemies if you're in the same sector. So it's basically just like moving and then that short hallway we crossed there, just kind of go around the edge to basically like get around monsters. Inside, that room is kind of tricky.
Oh, everything's blocking me. Everything's in the way here. Okay, hopefully we're not gonna get destroyed by this exit room here. Okay.
That was good. Yeah.
Alright, big trick right here. So I'm going to try and get a shotgunner to walk in a very specific way, and we just blocked a door from coming down. So normally you get locked in this room for 30 seconds, but by having the shotgunner's head block the door politely goes back and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, and you don't have to stay in the room. So we can just leave.
Yeah. There's a few doors kind of like that, just like, they open and they don't, or they close and they don't open for like 30 seconds, and if they're having to do nothing to do about it. Except, yeah, if you block it, it just goes back up. I don't have to worry about it. So yeah, we just picked up an invisibility sphere. That's one of the like special kind of power-ups. It's not the best for like projectiles or anything like these. Like they kind of angle the shots weirdly, and it's hard to determine. But for his cameras, it's great. Like this room right here, shotgun accuracy, it's reduced so much with this.
Okay, the ending room coming up is really scary, so we're going to very carefully bait enemies in a very specific way, and then rush to fire a bunch of rockets so the enemy's blocking right here. There, beautiful. Because otherwise, that room has no less than like 25 enemies once everything's opened, and if you get stuck in there, you're dead. You're very dead.
I remember that back in the day, first playthrough being a huge wall for me in that one room. Yeah, U1M7, we take a lift up here to Milwaukee, and since we have to wait for the lift, we can just clean up to travel back easier. Take a long trek to the other side of the map, take the red key, and on the way back, nice dude, yeah. On the way back, we're gonna jump off a bridge for a shortcut and supercharge.
Yeah, this really shows like the chain gun's utility right here, just because the good old cha-cha-cha keeps enemies stunned while you're mangling them. It's also just good DPS too.
Yeah, and there's the supercharge that I mentioned. It's plus 100% to your health. But yeah, Zeno was talking about the chain gun cha-cha. Basically, every enemy has something called a chain cha-cha. It interrupts any action whether they move it or just trying to fire at you. They do have a strong chance of retaliating. It's 7 coming up on the first episode. It's basically going to be a boss fight between Barons of Hell, or more well known as the Bruce Brothers. There was a trick that was discovered recently that could basically skip the entire level, but we're not really going to this race.
Ow, that hurt. They kind of got in the way there. Here, let's try this a different way. They're still getting in the way. I think I'm probably going to die again. Well, let's try and make this work. We're going to have some fun. We're going to try and make this work here.
Yeah, and actually...
Okay. Got tagged by Carlos. It's optimal, technically, yeah. So, I actually need to die at the end of this level in order to complete it. So, low health would actually be ideal, but, I'm notorious for not doing this fight very well sometimes.
It is, yeah, it's pretty cramped with the specters here.
Yeah, there's a lot of invisible enemies like the specters. They're the pinkies, but they're invisible, and they like to get in your way a lot.
Yeah. So once specifically these barracks, the red enemies, are done, the wall's lower from here, and if we can, I'm gonna do.
There we go.
Oh, this. And yeah, there we go.
So
Otherwise.
Yeah, we entered that last room. We entered the last room. It has a special sector where if you're at 10% health or less, it completes the level, and we basically just die. And now we're on to the second episode.
Yeah, second episode. This is outside of the share version. We've got the full version back then, and introduces a new weapon in episode 2 and a couple of new enemies. We'll see that pretty soon, actually. Gotta get past the small piggies here, and
They're not giving me good luck here. It's a little sketchy.
You're fine. It's good. Yeah, here we go. You hear that hissing. There's the Cacodemon. Basically, more or less the mascot of Doom.
It's so adorable.
Yeah, I know Zilla has a plush here, probably sitting right around. Yeah, that was E1 M1. E1 M2, or sorry, E2 M1. So E2 M2, pick up what's called a Berserk Pack for the first time, I believe, which increases your health to 100%, no matter where it was, if it was below that. And you see a red tint as well. I mean, it also just auto switches to your fist weapon, which is usually the weakest weapon. I'm gonna do it nice. So,
I missed it. That's okay, there's a backup for this.
Oh, yeah. Thankfully, there's a switch right there. But yeah, Berserk basically just increases your fist strength tenfold, which can one-shot pinkies and do some of the weaker enemies. It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you notice, in the beginning of E2M3, Zilla isn't firing for a little bit, just basically more passive fist manipulation, keeping enemies ready for firing shot. Yeah, not too much else to say beyond that. Just like some tight chord animation in the back half. Also, it's kind of funny. This music has the same music as like kind of a weird, funny transition. Just right here.
This level's pretty straightforward, so let's talk about source ports real quick. So I'm playing this on a source port. Source ports are basically a modified executable of the game that allow them to run on modern operating systems. And they often come with a lot of like extra features. Like you can see, I'm playing this on widescreen support. I've got a level stats counter in the bottom left. I'm specifically using DSDA Doom, which is a relatively new source port. And the nice thing about a lot of really great source ports is they either have lots of extra features like ZDoom or GZDoom, or they're vanilla compatible for speedruns. Because this game uses a demo system for competitive speedrunning, and these extra source ports maintain that compatibility with like the functions, behaviors of the original game. And any demo that you record in a compatible source port like this, you can play back in the original game.
Yeah, it's very, very handy. Fills up the stats counter at the bottom left, so K standing for kills, I standing for items, S standing for secrets. You can see how much is in each level. As well as the like timer counter per episode and per map. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I don't think there's too much going on in E2 M5 if the host has anything they want to say.
I am so glad you said that, because I do have something I'd like to say. I just wanted to plug one more time to donate towards that incentive to name the hero in Quest for Glory, which is up next. And there's not a single dollar towards any of these names, meaning for just $1, you could single-handedly decide what hero is going to discover all unique game over messages, because that's the category that we're about to enjoy, which sounds really funny. So please do go ahead and get a donation in for that. And reminder that any amount donated today instantly enters you to win all the 4 prizes that are available. Among them, we've got take this lapel pin. It's this gorgeous blue enamel pin that's got, of course, their iconic sword and shield logo over the blue castle, among other things. And it even enters you to win our whole week's grand prizes, including that trans flag colored Game Boy Advance. And that Game Boy Advance is modded with a USB charging battery, so you no longer need to keep your AA batteries to play this Game Boy Advance. So please do get those donations in. It enters you to win prizes. It goes towards Take This. Everybody wins.
much.
Thank you. Unfortunately, we skipped like a lot of explanation on the 2 tricks in the last 2 levels. So we basically did it out of bounds in E2M6 and pressed the exit switch from outside, and then in E2M7 we used a rocket jump to skip basically the entire level by using a huge boost. Because Doom doesn't have a proper Z-axis. There's no actual jumping, but you can use a rocket to propel yourself horizontally really fast.
Yeah, I just wanted to do a recap of that real quick. I just wanted to mention, you got those 2 tricks really fast.
Yeah, that was really quick. But that's okay,
Yeah,
we're on E3 now.
Alright, so yeah, E2 was the Cyber Demon boss, did a bunch of plasma, gunfiring, probably the best for that boss, but yeah. 1000 past, we are at E3M1 now, which introduces a couple of new things even further. E3M1's pretty slow-paced, very tight corridor, walking traversal here, as you can see. Very, big traffic jam with imps at the end.
I hate this room so much.
Yeah, I think E3M1 as a whole pretty slow. But yeah, done with that. 3M2 pretty short map for UV speed. Basically just pick up the plasma gun, you can just see it right here. Touch the raised sector to start the wall lower trigger, and then grab the blue key in the meantime. Also an interesting fact is that if you were to press tab to like look at the auto map, it's apparently shaped like a head. Shout out to Sandy Peterson for some of the map designs in episodes 2 and 3. So it's neat eccentric stuff going on in there. But yeah, E3 first thing we do here is pick up the blue key, and yeah, there's a chance you can get body blocked, even though you're much higher up exiting this area. Enemies have infinite height for that purpose, and can even melee you.
Got lucky there.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, we just picked up probably like my favorite weapon in the whole series, the BFG. Far and away the most powerful weapon in the game. I don't know if I could talk about that real quick.
Let's do the key grab coming up. So we talked about SR50 a little bit earlier. The way collision in this game works is that if you manage to get enough speed, you can kind of clip into objects or walls for a frame before the game pushes you back out, but that allows you to grab objects that may be on them, like keys. So we're actually going to do a very specific trick where I'm going to set myself up for a wall bump, and we're going to hopefully grab a key through a wall right here. Now the problem is I have these imps on my tail while I'm doing this, so we're going to save and hopefully get this fast. Come on. There it is. Okay. So, so that's what we call the yellow key booty grab. Because the BFG actually stands for the big firm glutes, which is what Doom Guy has.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Now's a good time to talk about the BFG.
Yeah, A3M5, not too much going on. Yeah, the BFG, basically, what happens is, you fire a huge BFG ball, like a green radioactive ball, and it hits, like, it does pretty substantial damage, but when it hits, a bunch of tracers fire out in, like, a cone shape from the angle you fired the BFG, like 40 or so. And that actually does the bulk of the damage. So, like, optimally, if you want to do the most damage to something like a boss character, you can just, like, basically point blank shoot it and give it a big BFG point. And you can, like, two-shot the two boss characters.
By the way, this is our favorite texture in the game right here. This is called Fire Blue, and it is the destroyer of Doomstream, so we must look at it as much as possible in this level. I am obligated to look at it as much as possible.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, apologies for the stream bit rate for that. So yeah, E3M7, one of the biggest levels, I think, in the entirety of this run. First thing we do is trek over to the blue key, then all the way back to the blue door. We're going to navigate through this maze to get to the red key, and at the end here we're actually going to do another SR50 as we clear out the area from muscles. This one's tricky because you can overshoot it, and that actually results in a soft lock because you don't have the bridge lower the ways. I forget exactly how it works, but yeah, you skip something that's meant to, like, be like a level.
It sadly happened in practice right before this, so I'm going to save before then just to make sure that doesn't happen again. So yeah, a bunch of SR-50s just break this level because you're intended to raise a bunch more bridges, but with enough speed you can just cross these gaps, which is really handy. Or at least I would be able to if I could get these inputs right. It's really difficult to SR-50 sometimes because I have to do 4 inputs all at the same time.
Yeah, that one was not too inconsequential, because there's like a stand right there.
Oh, this jerk's in the way.
Here's
That could happen.
Let's see how this goes.
Nope.
Yeah, if you overshoot this bridge, you're soft.
Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Okay,
All
so
right,
here is how the BFG works, because we're going to fight the Spider Mastermind. So here is the Spider Mastermind. There was the Spider Mastermind.
It never gets old.
Nope. You just give it a big fiery hug, and we're going on to E4. And anybody who's played this episode casually knows how really, really hard these first couple of levels is.
Yeah, I mean, especially the first level, I think. There's barely any health pickups. I think maybe no armor as well?
There's a green armor and like 8% health. That's it.
Yeah. There's even a few barons, which are the bosses in the first episode, that they throw in here just because, you know, why not? I'm gonna grab this red key through the fence here. I kind of like hugging it. Going pretty quickly. Health and armor is still really good.
Yeah, this is actually really great. So looks like we're going to get out of here pretty quick. And that means we also have this really tough level coming up where I need to actually grab a BFG through the wall.
Yeah, it's basically another key grab or something this time. Yeah, really BFG.
I have to do that quick, otherwise these cacos fill the room. And now we have to make a very difficult jump. Up, that caco blocked me. That's why I'm glad I saved. Now it should be good. So now we jump all the way to the end. We're gonna ignore that cyber demon that's on the left over there. Don't worry about him. We'll see him later.
Oh yeah. E4 and 6. It's gonna be rough. Yeah, E4 and 3. Preview speed, you just skip the entire level, essentially, using a Evo and a Lost Salt and Rocket Jump.
Ah, almost had it.
Focus ledge. Yeah, because the edge is right here.
Come on.
So.
This is a tough jump because I'm shooting off of a moving target, so it's a little tricky. Okay, there we go.
Nice. Okay. E4, M4. I don't think there's too much going on. Not too much note that I have here. I don't know if you have anything Zero, unless just the most.
No, I just want to say, like, this game's awesome, and you should absolutely play it in any way you can, if you're able to. Like I said, I'm playing this through a source port. You can play the originals through DOSBox. You can play the Unity re-release that they did in 2019. There's just a lot of really great ways to enjoy this game, both for casual play and for running.
Yeah, if you're an FPS fan, you don't want to pass this up. Yeah, sorry, I was saying
yeah, absolutely. We got $10 in from Alice Rujasu, who just showed off those awesome shareware games. They donated $10. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rujasu.
Oh, and of note, that did go towards that naming incentive. And Rujasu chose the name Restore What Save. So, hey, if you love that name, get your donations in to reinforce that, or get them in, you gotta be $10 now.
Alright, so normally we'd have to get a couple of keys in this level, but this level has a bit of a weird design. I could go get keys, or I could just jump through this big inviting window right here and go straight to the exit. And that brings us to the hardest level in the run by far.
Yeah, E4M6. That's what I was alluding to earlier. The second passed up in E4M2. This has one that we're gonna have to fight, actually, and kill, because it's basically the trick for getting to the end of the level. Yeah, we start by strafe running. After this teleporter to the balcony here to get the red key really early, which skips most of the map. Then we get to the end. And honestly, yeah, even getting into the room with the cyber on that balcony is really difficult. It's just a very awkward, like...
Come on, Cyber. Come on, Cyber. There we go. So we're going to try and cause some infighting here. I accidentally killed the enemy he was infighting, so he ended up blowing me to smithereens. So yeah, that is a tiny, tiny room. You have, even if you don't get hit directly by the rockets, The rockets will probably just do splash damage on the walls right next to you and kill you that way. So this is by far the scariest level in the entire run because it's very easy to just get stuck here for forever.
Yeah, the problem with Cacos is they don't have a lot of health. Oh, that's right.
Okay, that works.
Almost spoke too soon.
That was close. That's okay. As long as we can get out, we're good. There is a Berserk pack in this level that we'll go out of our way to get, so we're okay. But, like I said, anything that... As long as you can get out of the cyber fight, you're fine.
Yeah. Past that, so I think I can read the sign at this point.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Kind of. We have one more SR50 trick right here. We're going to line up with this, and we're going to get to the exit platform, hopefully. And then we're just going to press the exit switch while it's in the wall. And that brings us to the last level of the run.
Yeah, if the switch is blocked, you just basically have to be near it. Height-wise, it doesn't matter. As long as you have a clean line of sight to press the switch. The same goes for tricks. But yeah, anyway, before it then beats the map of the run. So we're going to BFG right away to get a scan this now. Because we want to conserve health in this map because we're going to do a rocket shuttle. I think
Nice.
Nice, yeah.
So one more Spider Mastermind right here. And we're going to hopefully leave as soon as if we can jump into this portal right here. Time is when I leave. So hopefully we'll get on top of the pillar, and that is time.
Nice, GG.
Thank you.
GG.
Oh, scary E4, but we got through it okay. Oh, it's such a fun run, but because there's not really ever a break in the action, it's always stressful, especially in this category.
Yeah. That's how Doom goes.
It really is. What was my time on that? It looks like a 24. That's okay. That's pretty okay. Yeah, for anything under 25 for a marathon, I was happy with. I did get a 20:39 while practicing for this, and the record right now is like a ridiculous 19:40 by Zero Master, who has pushed Doom speedrunning in general ridiculous amounts in the last like 8 or so years he's been active. So big shout outs to Zero Master, big shout outs to the Doom World community for hosting speedruns, always providing insight, dissecting this game. Like, this thing is almost 30 years old, and it is still extremely active as a speed game, both in terms of the base games, the base WODs, as well as custom content. So if you love FPS action, this is like the game to really get started.
Absolutely.
Anything else you have, Ellie?
Not too much, except I'm excited as well for your run tomorrow, around the same time, I think, for Doom 64.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, if you were up for more demon killing action, Doom 64 on Watch Me Die will be tomorrow, but I need to rest until then, so I will pass it back to Mug, and we will continue this great marathon. So thank y'all for watching this.
For sure. Thanks so much for showing off that great run. We'll look forward to your next Doom 64. Ellie, I'm so glad you were here because I would have been useless. So a real treat to have both of you clearly know what you're talking about. Y'all, back for one more game. It's as I've been hyping up, it's Quest for Glory 1 is coming up next. So let's send off these two. We'll take a quick break and I'll be right back with you in just a minute.